Something fundamental is changing, not in a way that shocks you, not in a way that demands your attention. It's changing quietly. The world is becoming smoother, faster, more efficient, and strangely hollow. We interact more than ever, yet feel less connected. We consume endlessly, yet feel unsatisfied. We are surrounded by information, yet starved for meaning. Technology no longer just supports reality. It shapes it. It decides what you see, what you think about, what you desire, what you ignore. And slowly, subtly, it begins to shape you. This is not a warning about machines becoming conscious. This is a warning about humans becoming unconscious. This video is not about rejecting the future. It's about preserving something essential inside you as the world becomes increasingly synthetic. This is about how to stay human. Part: what a synthetic reality really is. A synthetic reality is not artificial in the obvious sense. It feels real. It looks real. It responds to you. That's why it's dangerous. A synthetic reality is a system designed to mediate your experience of the world. You no longer encounter reality directly. You encounter versions of it, filtered, optimized, and personalized. Reality becomes curated instead of discovered, engineered instead of experienced, streamlined instead of explored. Nothing is neutral anymore. Every feed is shaped, every suggestion is calculated, every interaction is nudged, not to deceive you, but to hold you. Because attention is the most valuable resource in this new world. The more time you spend inside synthetic spaces, the more your internal world adapts to them. You begin to expect instant responses, constant stimulation, endless novelty, and slowly your tolerance for slowness, silence, and depth disappears. This is how a synthetic reality replaces nothing, but quietly replaces everything. Part 2: the erosion of depth. Human depth does not collapse, it dissolves. It dissolves when silence feels uncomfortable, when boredom feels like failure, when stillness feels like waste. Depth requires time. Synthetic systems remove time. Depth requires struggle. Synthetic systems remove friction. Depth requires patience. Synthetic systems reward immediacy. So we adapt. We skim instead of read, react instead of reflect, consume instead of contemplate. Thoughts become shorter. Emotions become flatter, attention becomes fragmented, and because this erosion happens gradually, it feels normal. You don't feel like you're losing something. You just feel slightly disconnected from yourself. The tragedy is not that we are distracted. The tragedy is that we forget what it feels like to be fully present. Part 3: identity in a synthetic world. In a synthetic reality, identity becomes something you manage. You are encouraged to optimize your image, curate your personality, maintain consistency. Metrics replace intuition. Feedback replaces self-knowledge. Over time, identity stops being something you discover and becomes something you perform. You begin to ask, what works, instead of what's true. But being human is not about coherence. It's about contradiction. It's about evolving beliefs, unfinished thoughts, inner conflict, change. Synthetic systems don't tolerate contradiction well. They reward clarity. They reward predictability. They reward simplicity. So people simplify themselves. They trade depth for acceptance, nuance for visibility, truth for alignment. Staying human means resisting the urge to turn yourself into something easily digestible. You are not meant to be a product. Part 4: emotional numbness and constant stimulation. One of the most subtle dangers of a synthetic reality is emotional flattening. Not pain, not sadness, numbness. When stimulation never stops, emotions never settle. Joy becomes brief, anger becomes reactive, sadness becomes something to escape. Synthetic systems offer endless distraction because distraction keeps you engaged. But emotions need space. They need silence. They need time. They need attention. Without that, they lose their depth. You feel everything at once, yet nothing fully. And because discomfort is immediately escapable, You never stay with it long enough to learn from it. But discomfort is not a flaw in the human experience. It is a signal. It tells you something matters. Something is unresolved. Something needs attention. Staying human means resisting the instinct to numb what is difficult. Part 4. Reclaiming attention, silence, and inner life. Your attention is your life. What you focus on becomes your inner world. Synthetic systems are designed to fragment attention because fragmented people are easier to guide. To stay human, attention must become intentional. That means allowing silence without filling it, boredom without escaping it, thoughts without broadcasting them. Boredom is not empty, it is fertile. Silence is not absence, it is clarity. The inner life, your private thoughts, questions, values, is where humanity is preserved. When you neglect it, you become reactive instead of reflective. Staying human means thinking without posting, reflecting without validating, existing without performing. Not everything meaningful needs an audience. Some of the most important work happens unseen. Part 6. Choosing depth, limits, and creation. A synthetic reality promises infinity, endless content, endless choice, endless optimization. But meaning requires limits. Being human means accepting. You cannot know everything, you cannot do everything, you cannot be everything. Limits give shape to purpose. Staying human means choosing depth over speed, slow thinking over fast answers, creation over consumption, presence over productivity. Creation reconnects you to agency, not content creation, human creation. Ideas, reflection, expression, understanding. When you create, you stop being a passive endpoint of systems and become an active source again. Staying human will never be efficient. It will not always feel comfortable. It will not always feel rewarded. It requires slowing down in a world that profits from speed, thinking deeply in a world that rewards surface reactions, feeling fully in a world that encourages numbness. The future will be filled with smarter machines, more convincing simulations, more seamless synthetic experiences. That future is inevitable. What is not inevitable is losing yourself inside it. Humanity doesn't disappear when technology advances. It disappears when humans stop protecting what cannot be automated: attention, depth, meaning, presence. Staying human is not loud. It is quiet, intentional, and deeply radical. And in an increasingly synthetic reality, it may be the most important choice you ever make.